Hi, this is Shadi, and recently I've done two videos. One is about the World War Judo I've shown this particular clip, and another one from World War II, and also the British Royal Army's Jiu-Jitsu training for like a very long clip. And then later on I talked about the Rangers. In another video I talked about their new approach and their new judo and their demonstration. So this video I'm gonna talk about the competition. I'm gonna show footage example of how they do judo grip fighting, choking with the clothing, but with their very modern like their army clothes basically, but being used as judo gi. So just to see how practical it is to use judo outside of the context of the gi. But also someone pointed out to me that they have competed and they have trained, and it seems that a lot of the people that had success in those competitions already had either Division 1 wrestling training or judo / BJJ training. So it's not 100% the training of the army, but nonetheless they do teach it and they do host competitions. So we're gonna go through the throws and submissions and also the MMA competition very quickly towards the end. So without any further ado, let's begin. So here we see the competition is starting. A great kosotogake using the clothing of the army. Here is another one, a sliding kosotogake, very great. You see here the do-osai or the closed guard. So kosotogake is a staple. So anytime I review an MMA fighter or any type of someone doing a takedown outside of judo, it seems that kosotogake is something that they all use, they all have in common, because in simple terms it works and it's not that hard to execute. So you can force it, you can use it with timing, as you saw the Marine use it with the sliding variation. Someone was pulling him towards him and he just came in and used the kosotogake. So here you see there's mount submissions, arm triangles. I'm not sure it was the arm triangle, the closed guard. So it's very much like how we do newaza or how we roll in BJJ. You see the red versus blue belt, very typical like in wrestling, the blue versus the red culture. Here you see again a usage of closed guard, the basics. So here we see like a kochigari or a minor in a reap. I talked about this. So kochigari is when you take the weight on that foot and you reap it from the inside with like a little reap, like a spoon. Like you make your foot look like a spoon, and here you can either hop it or you just sweep it. It works great with a combination of the knee pick or maybe like a high lift, high crotch single leg. You finish it with kochigari. So it's a staple of judo. It's a great inner reap, and again in MMA also it's very prominent and very much there. Here you see the competition continues. A huge uranage. Here's another one. Like, oh, this is more like a tani otoshi, but nonetheless, here you see someone goes for a juji katame. Try, but fails, goes back to the guard. It does like a scissor sweep, very classic judo as well. So here you see the uranage. It comes from the basic form of nage no kata, one of the I think the first kata developed by the Kodokan. Here you see like it's someone is trying to go with a forward momentum. Here you see you can use it as a counter to backwards forward throwing, like haraigoshi, uchimata, hanegoshi. You just squat down like a jigotai stance, and then you like shoot with your hips up backwards and you just launch them. Here you see you can do like a belly on belly to belly variation. but you need to have to squat down. Your belt should be a lot lower than his belt in order to really scoop them up and throw them backwards. Here you see a spider guard, someone's trying to pass, Ashigarami sweep, brilliant. Here you see more grappling using their, it gets brutal by the way, there's strikes, there's palm strikes from what I've been seeing, but nonetheless, here you see like a thin closing. It's not very thin, but nonetheless, it is very efficient to choke, it is very efficient to throw. Here's like a modified Ezekiel choke or Sode Guru Majime. He's grabbing his sleeve, grabbing the other sleeve with the other hand. He should bring him closer for more efficiency, I would say, but he's pushing him. So Sode Guru Majime, it's sleeve, wheel, choke. So you form like a circle with your sleeves, you put one on his throat and you grab the sleeve on your bicep, and the other one is around his head, grabbing the other sleeve on his bicep. So very efficient. Some people even use it to tap someone while in their guard. So that's if you are someone like very big, very tall, you can be in someone's guard and actually pull it off, but you really have to close the distance in order to limit their options. It's not everyone can do this. They can slide to the side and just wreak havoc on you basically because you are still in their guard. So the Guru Majime is very efficient. It can have a lot of invisible setups. Again, classical judo, it's very efficient. And here you see it in the Marines, the Army, at the highest level of the combatives, people that literally train for life and death and go to arguably the most dangerous situations for mankind. Here you see it continues, someone goes to the back, but they take them down with Ippon Seoinage, a classic. Here is efficient judo demonstrating it. This is what truly happened, but in the footage they continued rolling. So Ippon Seoinage, one of the basics, one of the first a white belt technique that you learn, but it takes a lot of mastery. Being on the white belt level doesn't mean that it's a white belt throw. Here you see like palm striking, like there's striking, there is everything, there's grappling. It looks pretty brutal. So here you see another uranage. So it's like a, how do you say, combat jiu-jitsu, the one that Eddie Bravo is doing, but you can kick and you can palm strike. And I really like this type of fighting, the open palm strikes, because you, the striker, can be protected from getting your hand broken, and at the same time not letting the trainers really get used to gloves basically and be a little bit realistic. So here you see a Sankaku Jime, a triangle choke, again one of the basics, one of the stuff that works the best from guard, from top, from the back. Sankaku Jime are easily the most efficient choke. Your legs are far stronger than his neck and arm. Here you see guard slamming and slapping. I would argue a million times open guard is far superior than closed guard. I will do a breakdown of the two, their pros and cons. So closed guard is in my opinion a lot better. Here you see Okuri Erijime, a sliding collar strangle, my favorite choke, I would say. So here you see it comes from like a drop seonage as a counter. You keep rolling, you take the leg, you hook the leg, or you can hook, or you can grab the other collar, push with your legs, and really apply pressure on the choke and get the tap. So here we go to the MMA section of the competition. You see double leg takedowns. You see basically the stuff that I've shown a million times, the side control, the ground and pound, and nonetheless, judo principles obviously still exist in this section, but takedowns, how you grip, collar tie, Russian tie, etc. I would say there are more of a Russian principle in order to grip and close distance. So here you see, I think he's trying to do some 10th planet stuff here, like Ude Garami, but fails to get it. The match continues. Ground and pound from mount. Here you see him bumping, shrimping his hips. Great way to destabilize someone that's trying to do ground and pound. So it's It's great to see this stuff being trained in the military. That's how you know that this stuff really works on the highest level for people who do like basically like the life or death situation. Here you see a failed double leg fell into a guillotine. So this is basically it. This type of competition and videos is a great reinforcement that the stuff we train, judo specifically, the stuff in the gi, actually really are effective on the ground, and also stand up. Adding palm strikes and how to defend them is incredibly crucial. So I would say basics in just boxing would be a really good addition to your judo or your BJJ game. Of course, if you do BJJ, I strongly suggest you work on your single and your double and your ankle picks, you know, the stuff that are very and your collar drag, of course, the stuff that really works in jiu-jitsu, the stuff that doesn't roll into an ippon, that's the stuff that also judokas hate. But nonetheless, they are fairly easy throws to pull off compared to the big ones in judo like uchimata and hanegoshi or ippon seonage. So if you have anything else to add, let me know down below. Also, please excuse my voice, I'm still recovering. This has not been easy. Sometimes I find myself sleeping like 15 hours. It's not even a joke. So it's very hard to recover from this. But I'm trying to push out the content as hard as I can. So if you have anything else to add, and also consider supporting me on Patreon. Just yesterday I uploaded something for the patrons. So if you have anything else to add, let me know down below. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.